Hey guys, it's Kelsey, and today's video is going to be a bit different than my usual videos. I am in my kitchen, but I'm going to be doing a small renovation on my kitchen. So I wanted to show you the before of my kitchen, talk about the things that I am changing, and of course show you the end result. Now, I've only been in this house for not even 2 years, 1 year and 10 months to be exact. And this was a house that was custom built. So you're probably thinking, why on earth are you renovating your kitchen? It's not even 2 years old. And by the way, you were the one that made all the decisions in the first place. That is a very good question. The short answer is there were always a few things about my kitchen that I didn't like, even though, yes, I made all of the decisions, but they were small enough that I just figured it was fine to live with it and really not a big deal. But then something kind of fell into my lap and it kind of pushed me to do this renovation. Now, the thing that fell into my lap was an amazing deal that I was able to get on an Electrolux gas range. It's a $4,500 retail range that I got for basically next to nothing. And so of course I had to buy it. This range that I have here, this is electric, but they plumbed behind it for gas and electric. So I can easily slide in a gas range, no big deal. Problem is the range that I purchased, the Electrolux, is 36 inches. So a standard range is 30, and that's what I have here. So as you can see, I do not have enough room for this new range that I bought. And I decided, well, you know what? I'm gonna just make some changes in the kitchen to accommodate the range. And while I'm at it, I'll do some other things that I kind of always wanted to do. So as I mentioned, the very first change is going to be the new range. And in order to accommodate the extra 6 inches, I am going to have to change my lower cabinets. So basically I need 6 inches. So what we decided to do was to keep my drawers on each side, which I really, really like. And just this cabinet here will be 3 inches smaller, and this cabinet here will be 3 inches smaller. So once I lose 6 inches of cabinet, I will have a larger gap here, and then easily the new range can slide right in and it'll be good to go. So that's like the first thing. The second thing, which this is not really a big deal, but it was just something that I regretted. So when we were building, the electrician asked if we wanted our outlets on our backsplash or if we wanted to put them under the cabinets. I wanted them on the backsplash because I don't like cords hanging from here. So if you have something that's always plugged in, like a coffee maker, or usually my Ninja Thirsty is over here in the corner, it's always plugged in, which means you're always gonna see a cord hanging. And I just don't like the look of that. So I quickly was like, no, I don't want that. My husband really wanted it and should have listened to my husband. And it really didn't have anything to do with the cost difference. Yes, it does cost more to put your outlets up here, but I just, for a purely aesthetic reason, I just didn't want to do it. And the second we moved in, it's like all I ever see are outlets. Like it drove me crazy. And I like strategically tried to put things in front of it to hide them. And again, it was like not a big deal, lesson learned. No big deal. But now that I'm doing this other renovation, I figured why not fix that too? So an electrician is going to come in and move these outlets from the backsplash to the under cabinets. And I'm gonna have a problem because I'm gonna be having holes in the back of my backsplash. So I decided why not change that as well? Now this is just white subway tile, which I love white subway tile. In my opinion, there's absolutely nothing wrong with white subway tile. So it's not that I don't like it. It's just, it's not gonna work anymore. So I figured I would change that as well. So a lot of kitchens now have whatever your counter is, your backsplash follows. So it just flows together really nice. You have no outlets on the back, so it's very clean, which is what I like. The problem is, as much as I like my existing counter, this is a black granite. Now it is leathered. So if you don't know what that means, it's like a matte and it is textured, and you cannot tell when it's dirty or clean, it looks the same. So it's really amazing to have in a kitchen because I mean, of course you should clean it, but it never looks like you need to clean it. The problem is I do not want this as my backsplash. That's just way too much darkness for me. I definitely want a white backsplash. So what that means is I'm gonna have to replace my counters, which is really a shame. I mean, they're beautiful. I love them. I just don't want this as my backsplash. So the counters are coming out and I've already picked out my counter. Let me show you that. Okay, this is gonna be really hard to see. It just looks like a white marble. It's not marble. As beautiful as marble is, it's really not a good choice for a kitchen because it is very porous, very expensive as well. This is quartzite, and quartzite is a natural stone, and I prefer natural stone just because they're all unique and unlike quartz. But this is called Biancato leather quartzite. So again, this is leathered as well. So it has a matte finish. It's textured, very similar to this, but it's white. It's almost like this, but white, which I would have picked this if I'd known about it, to be honest with you, but I just found it. So anyway, try and visualize. This will be my counter and this will be my backsplash. It'll just flow. And again, no outlets anywhere. That light switch is probably getting moved, but it'll just be completely clean and it'll flow really nice. Now, the third thing that I'm doing, and this is again, one of those things that I regretted, but I was like, well, you know, I'll just live with it. But I figured while we're kind of tearing things up in here, we may as well fix that issue too. And that involves the cabinet around my refrigerator. Okay, so this is a counter depth refrigerator. And as you can see, it's sticking out a bit. So basically when you are building your house, a lot of times builders will recess into the wall behind the refrigerator because they know that people don't like their refrigerators sticking out. Now, I did not ask my builder to do that. Honestly, I didn't even think of it. And even if I had asked him, behind our refrigerator is stairs. So he may have said, well, I can't. But behind our stairs is the laundry room. So honestly, if I had thought this through, I would have made my laundry room a few inches smaller, moved the stairs, and then been able to recess this. But that's just one of those things when you're building, it's hard to think of those things until it's built in front of you and then you're like, wait a minute. So it is what it is, and I've really never liked it. So if this were recessed, you would really only be able to see the doors. Most people who have a counter depth fridge, you can just see the doors sticking out because you have to be able to open your doors. Otherwise, your doors are going to hit your cabinet. However, this refrigerator is very special. It is an LG zero clearance refrigerator. And the zero clearance means it has zero clearance hinges. So, okay, so imagine my hand here is a cabinet. If you open the door, you can see it still opens. So this refrigerator is only, I believe LG is literally the only company that makes this type of refrigerator. So I bought it because I'm going to have the trim carpenter rebuild this cabinet around my fridge, and it is just, everything's gonna come up. So it's gonna be completely flush with the refrigerator. So just picture this top part coming flush right here, this part on the sides coming flush to here. And yes, you will be able to open the refrigerator because it is the zero clearance refrigerator. So it'll be completely boxed in. It'll look like a built-in refrigerator, even though it is not. It's just a regular refrigerator. And that will take care of the gap problem that I've always hated. And so that is pretty much the renovation. Again, we're going to be changing out the bottom cabinets to accommodate the larger range. I am going to be getting rid of the outlets on the backsplash, moving them under the cabinets, and then getting new counters, new backsplash. And then this will be rebuilt to be flush with the refrigerator. And yeah, that's it. So one last thing before I go, I can show you the Electrolux range that I am going to be putting over here. It's out in the garage, but I figured I would show it to you. And then after that, I'm gonna just be filming during the process of construction. And then so you guys can kind of see what went on, and then of course I will film the end result. So I will be back, hopefully not too long. I hope this doesn't drag on for a really long time, but we shall see. In the meantime, wish me luck, because you know how things go. Sometimes they don't go like as planned. So I'm really hoping everything goes well, but I will be back with you guys. But before that, let's go out to the garage so I can show you the range. Okay, so here is the Electrolux range that will be going inside. And again, it is 36 inches. It has 6 burners, and it has some little feet that you can put on it that I think I'm going to do. So yeah, this is it. This is kind of what started the whole mess of my renovation. It is super nice though, and I think it's gonna look really, really nice in my kitchen when it's finally finished. But I will see you guys in a bit once we actually start with the renovation. Hey guys, so this is my first update video on the kitchen renovation. As you can see behind me, some things have happened already. To be specific, the counters have been removed and the backsplash has also been removed. And we took out the range. So at this moment, we are waiting for the electrician. The electrician is going to move these outlets to under the cabinets here. And then we're also waiting on the trim carpenter. He is going to install the new lower cabinets to make room for the larger range. So those are kind of the next steps before we can finish this project, and I will have an update once we have our outlets moved and the new cabinets in. Hey guys, this is my second update for the kitchen renovation. The last update that I had, we had removed the counters and removed the backsplash, and as you can see, counters are still gone, but our backsplash is also gone, but we have drywall, so ready for the new backsplash. And also we have some new lower cabinets. Now, if you remember, our range got bigger by 6 inches, so we had to make room for it. And as you can see, it is in, not completely, but it is here. So we've got new lower cabinets, we've got the range in, we've got drywall, and the electrician has moved all of the outlets that were once on the drywall, and they are going to be up here, and he's already moved the light switch, which is really nice. I really like that. Also, when the trim carpenter was here, he boxed in the refrigerator. So as you can see, it is now pretty flush. The reason it's not 100% flush, as you can see, we still need to paint and rework this piece here. And when that is all done, it will be flush. But for now, it still looks really good. I'm pretty happy with it. And as you can see, opens no problem. So tomorrow, counters are going in. Day after that, backsplash is going in. And next week, the electrician will come to finish his job. And at that point, we should be pretty much done. So I will check in with you guys once I have my counters and my backsplash. Hey guys, so as you can see, the kitchen remodel is completely finished. So I'm gonna go over all of the changes, and so let's get started. As you can see, the biggest change is the gas range behind me. This is a 36-inch Electrolux gas range. Obviously, it looks very different than my previous electric range. I think it looks really, really nice. Now, I will admit I'm a bit terrified because I've never had a gas range in my life. So I've always had electric, so I'm a bit terrified to use it. I've made eggs twice. I've used the oven a few times, but I'm still a little hesitant. So let me know in the comments, are you pro gas? Are you pro electric? Have you had both? I would love to hear your opinions on it. I mean, obviously it's done. I have a gas range now, but maybe you guys can talk me into loving it, because right now I'm just kind of scared. But I know that it looks really good. So, I mean, look at it. It looks amazing. So moving on from that, you will notice that the counters and the backsplash are changed. Now this is a quartzite, not to be confused with quartz. Quartzite is natural stone, quartz is not. This is quartzite. This is Biancato leather quartzite. The leather, I would say if you're looking into counters, check out leathered because I love it. But anyway, what I also love is the fact that I have no outlets on my backsplash anymore. They are now all under the cabinets in these strips. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 strips, and within each strip there is 6 outlets, and then here there is a USB. So you can plug your phone in or whatever to charge it. So I've got tons of outlets and you can't see them. And also they moved the light switch. Previously it had been here, they moved it here. So now I can do my under cabinet lights and also my overhead lights. And again, you cannot see it. So I'm really, really happy with how that all turned out. The third major change is the refrigerator. So let's check out how that is different. Okay, so in order to get this done, we ordered 2 sides from our cabinet company, and then we had a trim carpenter come in and actually build it out. And then he put these trim pieces in here, here, and here to give the built-in look. Now, if you're thinking, what about ventilation? You know, every refrigerator needs ventilation. It's kind of hard to explain, but you have to remember that previously this was only 24 inches and now it's 30. So there's actually like 6 inches of dead space behind here, and that's where the ventilation is. So I just wanted to mention that because a lot of people might be thinking like, hey, how can you box in your refrigerator and not have any ventilation? It still has ventilation. So don't worry about that. But I'm really happy with the look. If you've looked into built-in refrigerators, they're incredibly expensive. And not only that, but you need a lot of space to have one. And I didn't even have this space, even if, you know, money weren't an issue. So this worked out really well for me. And the refrigerator itself was not nearly as expensive as, you know, a built-in refrigerator. It's about the price of a regular refrigerator. So that is my refrigerator. So you've pretty much seen everything now. So I thought the last thing that I could do would be go over the cost to do this just for fun. Obviously, I live in Kansas in the United States. So obviously in other countries, other states, this doesn't mean anything. But at the same time, I always enjoy hearing what stuff costs in different places. So I'm gonna tell you exactly how much it cost for me to do this renovation. Now I will mention I didn't hire a contractor. I was the contractor, so I didn't have to pay anyone to organize all of this. I did all of the organization. I just had to buy the supplies and pay the workers, basically is what I did. Okay, so number one, most expensive thing. I wonder if you can guess what it is. If you have renovated a home before, you probably know it is the counters and the backsplash. So that cost me $6,800, which is a lot. Quartzite is expensive. It is more expensive than granite, more expensive than quartz, and I got a pretty good deal on it, but still $6,800 for my counters and my backsplash. Okay, coming in next was the cabinets. Again, I ordered 2 new cabinets, that one on the end and then this one here. And then I ordered the sides for this. The sides were $800 just for the sides. So cabinets are very expensive. So for my cabinets, I spent $1,775. The next expense was the electrician. Now the electrician had the job of moving the outlets from the backsplash and moving them here, and also moved the light switch over there. And that was $1,026 for that. The trim carpenter had the job to take out the old cabinets, put in the new cabinets, rebuild this, and he also had to do some crown molding, some shoe molding. That was $800 for him. And then I bought a bunch of miscellaneous supplies. Again, I had to buy crown molding since this was, you know, getting larger. Drywall, because when we took the tile down from the backsplash, it got pretty damaged. And also I purchased these under cabinet outlets, these strips, which saved a ton of money. The electrician was going to charge me like $800 for those strips, and I found them at Lowe's for like $130. So my miscellaneous supplies comes to $206. If you add all of that up, my grand total is $10,607. Now, I did not include appliances in that list that I just said. I got an amazing deal on that, as I mentioned in the beginning, and that's the reason that this whole thing happened. This is like a $4,500 range that I got for pennies. So the refrigerator and that, I spent $2,600 in total for appliances. Now, I did sell a few things. I was able to sell my old refrigerator, which was like brand new. It was like a year and a half old. And I was also able to sell my old counters. And so I got back $1,150. So if you take my total plus my appliances plus what I sold, it comes out to $12,061. Now, I am still trying to sell my old electric range. It's in perfect condition because I'm that way, but I can't sell it. So if you happen to be in the Wichita area and you need an electric range, I can help you. So let me know. But hopefully I'll sell that at some point. I don't want to give it away. So it's just sitting out in the garage. But anyway, I hope to sell that and get a little bit more. But anyway, so that is my total. Let me know in the comments if that sounds crazy to you, crazy high, crazy low. I love hearing about what stuff costs in other places of the world. And also, please let me know your thoughts on cooking with gas, because I'm scared and I need some reassurance from you guys. All right, so that is my new kitchen. So going forward, when I do my slushy videos, my thirsty videos, it'll be in my new kitchen. So I'm very happy. I think it turned out really well. My husband even likes it. And, he was, kind of like, the old kitchen's fine. So I'm really happy with it. And also pretty proud that I handled it all basically myself. So it only took about 3 weeks and it was honestly pretty easy. The only thing I would say that I struggled with initially was finding an electrician. That very, very hard to find an electrician that has time, I guess, to work, because I was about to take up the trade myself because I couldn't find an electrician. But luckily I found an awesome electrician and everything turned out really well. But again, thank you so much for watching and I will see you guys later.